You ever scroll through social media and just feel like everyone else is rich except you? The vacations, the cars, the designer outfits, the fancy dinners, it's like everybody has money to burn while you're just trying to make it through the month. But here's the twist, it's not what you think. What's really happening is way more complicated, and way more psychological, than just everyone else has more money. Let's break it down. When you open Instagram or TikTok, you're not seeing reality. You're seeing a filtered, edited, and curated highlight reel of people's financial lives. The people who look like they're living large might not even own the things they're showing off. That car, leased. That luxury vacation, on a credit card. That apartment with the skyline view, shared between 3 people splitting rent. But your brain doesn't process that. It compares, constantly. You see all this wealth, real or fake, and you feel like you're behind. Like you missed some secret opportunity everyone else knew about. That's the illusion of wealth. And it's not entirely your fault. The system is built to make you feel that way. Social media algorithms push the most extravagant lifestyles because it triggers envy, curiosity, and engagement. The more you feel like you're missing out, the longer you scroll, the more ads you see, and the more products you buy trying to catch up. That's the trap, the comparison economy. Now, let's talk about the other side. Because yes, some people actually are doing really well. But again, it's not as simple as it looks. The people you see making serious money online or in the stock market didn't get there overnight. Most of them started years ago, during a different financial cycle. They invested before inflation skyrocketed, before interest rates jumped, before housing prices exploded. They caught a wave, and now they're coasting on it. Meanwhile, you're standing at the beach, wondering why the waves don't look the same anymore. So let's look at what's really happening economically. The top 10% of households in the US own about 70% of all wealth. That means when you see stories of people making money off investments, real estate, or business ventures, they're often starting from a place of advantage. They already had money to invest when opportunities were hot. They could take risks you can't afford to take. And that's the real reason it feels like everyone is rich but you, because the wealth gap has never been wider. You might be working just as hard, maybe harder, but you're not seeing the same results because the system is stacked differently now. Housing costs are at record highs, wages haven't kept up with inflation, and job security feels more like a myth than a guarantee. You're not imagining it, it really is harder to build wealth today than it was 20 or 30 years ago. But here's the key, understanding this doesn't mean giving up. It means playing the game differently. So, what's the real move? How do you stop feeling broke while everyone else seems rich? Step 1. Stop playing someone else's financial game. When you compare your financial situation to influencers or even friends, you're using the wrong measuring stick. You don't know their debts, their family support, their side hustles, or their sacrifices. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. That's like comparing your gym warm-up to someone else's photo shoot. Your journey is yours. You have to define what rich actually means for you. For some, it's financial freedom, not having to worry about bills. For others, it's time freedom, being able to work when you want. For some, it's simply peace of mind. And the truth is, the people who look rich often don't have that peace. Let's take an example. A lot of people drive luxury cars with huge payments every month. They look successful, but they're stressed out trying to keep up those payments. Another person might drive a used car, live modestly, and invest a few $100s a month. Guess who's going to be more financially secure in 5 years? It's not the one with the flashy lifestyle. So, if you want to stop feeling like everyone else is rich but you, stop chasing the appearance of wealth. Start building the foundation of it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The psychology of feeling broke doesn't always come from your bank account. It comes from what you focus on. If you constantly expose yourself to people showing off wealth, your brain normalizes it. You start to believe that having a $3,000 handbag or a $100,000 car is just normal. Then your perfectly fine life, your car, your clothes, your apartment, suddenly feel less than. You don't actually have less. You just feel like you do because your perception shifted. And companies know this. That's why luxury marketing is so powerful. They're not selling you products. They're selling you the feeling of belonging to the rich club. But let me tell you something, real wealth doesn't flex. Real wealth is quiet. It's having an emergency fund. It's owning your time. It's sleeping well because you don't owe anyone money. There's a saying, rich people look poor, and poor people look rich. It's truer now than ever. If you walked down the street, you wouldn't be able to tell who's actually wealthy. Because the real millionaires, they're not showing it off on social media. They're investing. They're building assets. They're living below their means so they can buy freedom later. Meanwhile, the people chasing the appearance of wealth are stuck in an endless cycle, working harder, spending more, showing off, and staying broke. So how do you escape that cycle? First, awareness. You have to realize that what you see online isn't a reflection of reality. It's a marketing strategy. Second, strategy. You need a plan for your money. Even if you start small. Automate your savings. Invest consistently. Learn how to make your money work for you instead of just working for money. Third, patience. Real wealth takes time. It doesn't matter if someone on YouTube doubled their money in crypto or flipped houses for profit. You're not behind. You're on your own timeline. And let me be honest, most of those overnight success stories you see online are exaggerated. They skip the years of failure, the loans, the side jobs, and the sleepless nights. You're only seeing the end result. So don't feel like you're losing. You're just in the middle of your story. Now let's get into the deeper reason you might feel this way, lifestyle inflation. You ever notice how no matter how much more money you make, it never feels like enough? That's lifestyle inflation. When your income goes up, your spending usually does too. New job, new phone, raise at work, nicer apartment, tax refund, new gadget. The problem is, the satisfaction never lasts. You adapt, you get used to it, and suddenly you need more. That's the cycle that keeps people broke even when they make good money. Meanwhile, the people who actually get rich fight that instinct. They keep their expenses low, save aggressively, and invest early. They delay the fancy stuff, not because they can't afford it, but because they understand timing. Think about it. Would you rather look rich for 5 years or be rich for the rest of your life? Now, let's talk about something people rarely mention, social pressure. When you feel like everyone around you is leveling up, it creates anxiety. You want to fit in. You want to show that you're doing well too, and that's totally human. But that's where the danger lies. You start making financial decisions based on emotion, not logic. Buying things to look successful keeps you from actually becoming successful. Instead of trying to keep up, focus on your next smart move. Maybe that's building an emergency fund, paying off debt, or finally learning how to invest. Those small steps will do more for your future than any flex ever could. Because here's the truth, wealth is quiet confidence. It's not about showing people you have it. It's about knowing you don't need to prove anything. And the funny thing, once you reach that mindset, you stop feeling like everyone else is richer than you. Because you stop comparing. Let's be real, the economy's rough right now. Prices are up, debt is high, and opportunities feel limited. But that's exactly when smart people start planting seeds. While others are complaining, you can be learning how to invest in stocks, understanding compound interest, building skills that make you more valuable, and finding ways to grow income streams. That's how real wealth starts, quietly, gradually, and intentionally. There's no shortcut, but there is a strategy. If you start today, no matter how small, you're already ahead of most people who are too busy pretending to be rich. And that's the irony of it all. The people who look rich are often broke, and the people who seem average are quietly building empires. So next time you scroll through your feed and see someone showing off their new car, remember this, it's just a moment. You don't know their story, their debt, or their real net worth. Focus on your lane, build your foundation, save, invest, and learn. Because when your time comes, and it will, you won't need to prove anything to anyone. You'll know you earned it. And that's what real wealth feels like. So maybe you're not behind after all. Maybe you're just early in your journey. And one day, when someone looks at your life and thinks, wow, they must be rich, you'll smile, because you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck, it wasn't show, it was patience, discipline, and focus. And that's something no algorithm, No influencer, and no fake flex can ever take away from you.